What's up? What's up? Welcome to the monthly Q&A. You guys asked me some good questions this month. We're going to answer them. Just a friendly reminder, this is for the month of August. There will be some exclusive videos up on the channel for you guys this week that are watching this because you are entitled to things like that. There will be the panel from Scott and I. I'm going to try to edit it a little. The problem was I couldn't film the whole thing because I didn't bring my charger and I didn't want to waste my whole battery on just the panel. But it was a good time. It was a good time. You'll see some of it on Scott's channel as well. But I've got about probably 20-25 minutes of the panel. So you'll get a good feel for it and, you know, see questions get answered and whatnot. So, yeah, that'll be up this week. I'm also working on, if you are in the 25, I've got, I think, 2 videos. If you're also in the 25, you know, feel free to reach out to me. I will be doing Steve. I believe I'm doing your video first. Yes, I'm going to do your video first, and then I'm going to do Alan's because Alan's is going to take longer. But yeah, so let's hop into this. Danny hit me up with 3 questions. Alan hit me up with 3 questions. We will go back and forth. So the first question from Danny is, what was my favorite dinosaur and why? Tyrannosaurus Rex. I loved dinosaurs growing up as a kid. Jurassic Park was a huge movie for me. I had tons of dinosaur toys and books and all sorts of stuff. I always loved the T-Rex. He was always my favorite and still definitely is my favorite. Alan hit me with a question, boob or ass man? That's really hard for me because it's like I love both, like almost equally. Like a girl can have like really nice boobs and no ass and like that's awesome, or a girl can have like, you know, little mosquito bites and a really fat, you know, nice juicy rump and like that's cool too. And if you find like one that's like both, I don't know, man, that's just a little too intimidating for me. But it really just depends. It's kind of like when people ask me what my favorite game is, like it depends what day of the week you ask me. And, you know, today I could go for a nice round posterior, but tomorrow will probably be boobs. So it just depends, man. Just depends. If you were a serial killer, which serial mascot would you kill? It's an interesting. The Trix bunny. He's a little bastard, man. I'm an adult now, and Trix are not just for kids. If I want to eat a bowl of Trix, I'm gonna eat a bowl of Trix, you motherfucker. So give me my Trix. Quit saying that they're just for kids. Here's something, little bunny man. Kids can't buy cereal. I could buy cereal. I have, you know, a job. I make money. I could provide myself Trix cereal. Do not deny me my Trix cereal. What is your favorite cartoon from the 80s and from the 90s? 80s would have to probably be Rock and Wrestling. Just because I was like super young in the 80s, you know, I was born in 85, so a lot of stuff I don't really remember, but I remember getting the Rock and Wrestling VHS tapes, and I would just watch them like over and over and over and over again. Like it was pretty ridiculous how often I watched them. As far as the 90s is concerned, beyond a shadow of a doubt, no question, Batman the Animated Series, still an amazing, amazing cartoon today. Like totally just, you know, dark and gritty and like, you know, shit. Some of the shit, like I remember I used to watch it at my grandma's house when we were living with my grandma for a couple months before we moved to North Carolina. I was probably 11 or so. And like some of those episodes, like it would be nighttime out, you know, it'd come on at like 5 or 5:30 in the winter. Like some of those episodes were like genuinely like creepy. Like the writing was just so top notch. And like watching it back today, it's just like, holy shit, they were some good ass writers. Like Batman the Animated Series, top. I would love to collect Batman the Animated Series toys. I need to like mention that in a video, and maybe someone will send me something. Third question from Danny. What's the next system you'd like to complete collecting for? None. I have never been a complete collector. It's never been, you know, my MO. It's never been what I've been about. I like to just buy video games that I find interesting that I want to own. The 32X was just sort of a thing I did. And I'm not 100% sure why I did it, but I did it, and you know it was super easy. There's only like 31 games for it. I'm glad I did it. you know, it will make a good video. I'm working. I got some other people that are going to be collabing on that video with me. So it'd be cool, you know, to do that. It was cool to complete that collection. It's nice to have a game. You know, Spider-Man Web of Fire is obviously the most expensive game in my collection now. It's cool to have a game that's worth so much money. But yeah, no, I will never go for another complete collection. If I absolutely had to, I would choose N64. I take that back. If I absolutely had to, I would choose Virtual Boy because, you know, that's not too expensive, and I have a lot of the games for it already. So would say Virtual Boy, and maybe I will do a Virtual Boy one day, but yeah, it's definitely not something I really go for. And the third from Alan. While they were still in their prime, which former Hornet do you wish was playing for Charlotte? Muggsy Bogues, Kendall Gill, Larry Johnson, or Alonzo Mourning? That's tough. Muggsy Bogues is kind of like a modern-day Isaiah Thomas, but he's too small. So I'm going to pass on Bogues. Larry Johnson was definitely a product of his time. You know, the four, you know, the power forward kind of has to spread the floor now. Unless you have a center that can spread the floor. And right now, that would mean putting Kaminsky at center and Larry Johnson at power forward. So as the makeup of the team right now, I'm going to have to pass on Larry Johnson. He was only like 6'9", 6'8", so he couldn't really slide into that center position either. It definitely comes down to Kendall Gill or Alonzo Mourning. Gill was an amazing shooter, really good at spreading the floor. But I'm going to have to give it to Mourning. You know, Zoe was just, you know, he was a monster. Like, he was tough. He was roughneck. He was, you know, a blocking machine. It didn't matter who was going up on him. He was trying to block that shot. Great at rebounding. And he had a decent, you know, a little step-out game that, you know, would really translate well into modern-day NBA. So I'm going to go with that lineup. I think that, you know, Alonzo Mourning would definitely be a great fit. You know, having Zoe and Dwight Howard, like, that would be insane. That's like a Twin Towers sort of situation. So, yeah. And those are the questions. I really enjoyed these questions. They were fun to answer. Like I said, be on the lookout for that video coming up of Scott and I's panel. It was a great time. And thank you guys for being the backbone of the channel, as I always say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I will catch you guys next time. Later.